NHL regular season recap, night 142, just 4 games on the dumbest night for games of the year, that being the night of the trade deadline. The Coyotes taking on the Red Wings is our first of the night, and it's a pretty surprising performance here from the Yotes, 4-0 over Detroit. McBain, Kerfoot, and Cooley all scoring in the first, and then Bukestad adding one more in the second. Those are our only goals of the game here. Connor Ingram also goes 28 for 28. It's a really good performance from him, while Alex Lyon goes just 20 of 24 for an .833. It's a tough loss for the Red Wings. Again, they're not yet confirmed into the playoffs. They are still in that wild card spot in the East, so needed the points here against a struggling Coyotes team. They do not get it. It's a tough loss for the Yotes. The game doesn't mean all that much, but they'll take the win. They're playing spoiler at this point. They're not making the playoffs in the West, but despite all that, it's a 4-0 win for the Yotes over the Detroit Red Wings. The Avalanche taking on the Minnesota Wild in a pretty big game for both of these teams. The Wild, of course, trying to climb back into the playoff race in the West. For the Avs, they're trying not to be the 2 or 3 seed in the Central with that war that's going to go down between those 2 seeds in the first round. And despite all of the moves that the Avs made at the deadline here, it's their usual faces that get things done. Lehkonen in the first from McKinnon, and then the Chuskin in overtime from Rantanen and McKinnon, and as well Georgiev going 29 of 30 for a .967. For the Wild, it's Faber from Kaprizov and Eriksson Ek. They're 3 really biggest names as well. Gustafsson was also very good in this one, 38 of 40 for a .950. It was a true goalie battle here, but the Avs are just slightly better. They get it done in OT. The Wild do get a point, so they will take that, but of course, they would have liked to get 2, but the Avs steal it from them tonight. 2-1 in overtime is the final. The Stars taking on the Ducks in a game that typically wouldn't mean all that much, but again, the Central Division, those top 3 teams, Dallas, Winnipeg, and Colorado, all playing for this top seed. Dallas currently sitting in it, and they get it done tonight against the Ducks. Chris Tanev getting a goal in his Stars debut. His second of the year opens the scoring. Hintz and Faxa both score in the first as well, so 3-0 Stars after 1. Jamie Benn, Ryan Strome, and Mason Marchment would all trade goals in the second to make it 5-1 Stars after 2, and then Alex Killorn and Joe Pavelski adding 2 more in the third, and it's a 6-2 final for the Stars over the Anaheim Ducks. For the goaltending, Ottinger was fine in this one. He goes 25 for 27, a .926. Wasn't overly busy and was more than good enough to get the win here. For John Gibson, not a great night, 30 of 36 for an .833. Probably, in a bit of a mental funk from not getting traded today off of this god-awful Ducks team, and of course they lose yet again here to the Stars. 6-2 is the final. Fourth and final game of the night here, the Jets taking on the Seattle Kraken. Yet another big game for both of these teams. The Jets, again, trying to get that number 1 seed in the Central Division. The Kraken fighting for their playoff lives in this one, and it's the Jets that get it done. No goals in either of the first 2 frames, but in the third, it's Scheifele and Lowry both scoring within 4 minutes of each other, and then Nick Ehlers on the empty net, and it's a 3-0 final here for Winnipeg. A tough loss for the Kraken. Laurent Brossoit only faces 17 shots, but he stops all 17 of them. Joey Decord, meanwhile, faces 31, and he was very, very good. Stops 29 of those 31 for a .935. He doesn't get the win, but deserved it in this one. His team, of course, just not able to provide any goal support. And they, of course, did not get all that many opportunities. 8, 4, and 5 shots through each of the 3 periods, respectively, for Seattle. Just not a great night for them. For the Jets, though, they'll take this one. Of course, all 3 of those top 3 Central teams got the 2 points tonight, so none of those standings change as it stands today. It's the Jets taking on the Avs in the first round, and the Stars get by facing, Nashville. So you'll take that if you're the Stars. We still got 19 or so games left for these teams, so we'll see how those standings shake out, but it's a big win for the Jets and the Stars, and the Avs all keeping their standings. And that's it for NHL regular season recap night 142. We got a big slew of games tomorrow. Following the trade deadline, there will be a lot of team debuts for a lot of new players, so stay tuned. It'll be a really entertaining day. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.